Hello there. This is Jodi Scholes. I'm your instructor for the MBLEx review course, and you're about to see a segment on kinesiology. We're going to talk about the shoulder. This full class is 2 hours. Well, it's an hour and 50 minutes. We go over test taking strategy. We go over tons of movements of the shoulder joint, of the hips, of the ankles, really getting back to basics on understanding movement and planes of movement. So, watch the little excerpt. If you like it, you can get the full class in the shop, $7. You can become a member, and you'll get all the classes and all the bells and whistles. But enjoy this short segment. I'll be back with you afterwards. See you soon. If we are moving the shoulder in the sagittal plane, here's our sagittal plane, that's considered flexion and extension. So in the sagittal plane, these long lines represent the sagittal plane. Flexion and extension, directly in front of you, directly behind you. Flexion and extension. Away from the shoulder joint, we are going to cover the major joints today of the body. And in the anatomy and physiology classes, we get deeper into the anatomy. Today, we're really focused on movement and motion for kinesiology, navigating your body, navigating your way through the body. Here, you are seeing 3 types of hips, 3 types of pelvises. One has an anterior tilt. The middle has a posterior tilt. And the lateral, the third one has that lateral tilt, a hip hike, if you will. So what does this look like in a human? The anterior pelvic tilt means that if the pelvis, so I like to call the pelvis kind of like a bowl. Some of your instructors will have called it the pelvic basin, the pelvic bowl. But if we imagined this was a bowl, this is the anterior view, this top view here. If we thought of this pelvic basin as a bowl, and the pelvic and the basin was actually spilling forward, the bowl was spilling forward, a bowl full of soup, and you pour it out forward. So if this cup were the pelvic basin, it would be, so if this is the spine, if the handle is the spine, then, and this was the pelvic basin, it would be pouring out the front. Now we took a peek at the hip hiker muscle. We took a look at it. We took a peek at a pelvis that had a hip hike. So in our previous picture, one of these sides of the pelvis was up, was higher than the other. This muscle is called the hip hiker muscle because when this muscle is tight, it can create that hip hike, especially if we got one side or the other. Just imagine a mom bouncing her baby on her hip. Yeah. Do you know what this muscle is called? Look, its origin is here, 12th rib, but it stops here. It hits the pelvis. Yeah? Does it look familiar? This is the anterior view of it, so it might be a little confusing, but it is the quadratus lumborum. Yes, quadratus lumborum. And quadratus lumborum, goodness, yes, the QL, thank you, yes. Quadratus lumborum. And you see this first word, and you might say, is it a quad? No, 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 no. The quads have the names of the rectus femoris, the the vastest clan there too as well, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis. But be careful because at first glance you might say, oh, that's a quad muscle. Where are we in the body? We are in the lumbar region, quadratus lumborum. Yes. If a muscle has two names, make sure you see both. Yeah. So that's this muscle. So what did you think? Were you clear on the anterior and posterior pelvic tilts? Were you clear on the hip hiker muscle? Hmm. Then if that was new information or a bit of a refresher, you may enjoy the class. You can buy the separate class for $7. You can become a member. You can start a free trial. And every Thursday we have class. Hope you enjoyed this short segment. My name again is Jodi Scholes, and I'm producing content for you to pass the MBLEx. Look forward to connecting with you again real soon.